October 12, 2023, 3:47 p.m. Security cameras inside a Family Mart convenience store in suburban Columbus, Ohio, capture a teenage girl entering through the automatic doors. Her name is Emma Caldwell, 17 years old, junior at Riverside High School. She's wearing her school uniform, white polo shirt, navy blue skirt, white sneakers, navy blue backpack slung over one shoulder, hair pulled back in a ponytail. She looks like any other high school student stopping for a snack after school. Emma walks to the refrigerated section, browses the drink cooler, slides open the glass door, reaches for a bottle of green tea, Oyocha brand, her favorite. She drinks it almost every day after school. She's looking at her phone, smiling at something on the screen, texting someone, completely absorbed in whatever message she just received, not paying attention to her surroundings. She walks to the counter, sets down the green tea, pulls cash from her backpack pocket, pays the clerk, takes her change, puts the coins back in her pocket, grabs the bottle. She's still looking at her phone, still smiling, still texting as she walks toward the exit. Now watch carefully. Near the magazine rack at the back of the store, there's a man, mid-30s, average height, average build, wearing a gray hoodie, baseball cap pulled low, sunglasses indoors. He's been standing there for 7 minutes before Emma entered the store. He's not reading the magazines, he's not shopping, he's watching Emma, has been watching since she walked in. His body angled toward her, his attention completely focused on her movements. When Emma walks toward the exit, he moves, follows her, maintains distance. Not obvious, not suspicious to the clerk or other customers. Just another person leaving the store. Security cameras outside capture Emma exiting. She turns left, walks toward the bus stop, still on her phone, still smiling, completely unaware she's being followed. The man exits 15 seconds after her, turns left, follows the same direction, staying back. Professional surveillance, not close enough to alert her, not far enough to lose sight of her. Emma is supposed to be home by 5 p.m. Her mother, Patricia Caldwell, is making chicken parmesan, Emma's favorite meal. They're celebrating. Emma got accepted into a pre-med summer program at Ohio State University. The acceptance letter arrived that morning. Emma had read it 3 times, could barely believe it was real, texted all her friends, called her grandmother. This was a huge achievement, a step toward her dream of becoming a doctor. Patricia had the chicken in the oven by 4 p.m., set the table, put out Emma's favorite placemats, even bought a small cake from the bakery, just a simple celebration, mother and daughter, acknowledging this important milestone. But Emma never came home. By 6 p.m., Patricia was worried, called Emma's phone, straight to voicemail, texted, no response, called again, voicemail. By 7 p.m., Patricia was panicking, called Emma's friends. No one had seen her since school ended, called the school. Emma had left on time, 3:15 p.m., normal dismissal. By 8 p.m., Patricia called police, reported her daughter missing, 17 years old, should have been home by 5. Phone going straight to voicemail, no one had seen her. Columbus Police Department responded. Took Patricia's report. Standard missing person protocol. Started with the assumption Emma was a runaway. Teenagers run away. They go to friends' houses. They stay out late without telling parents. They come home. But Patricia knew better. Emma wasn't a runaway. Emma was responsible, reliable. She always called if she was going to be late. Always. This wasn't like her. Police pulled security footage from Emma's route home, school to bus stop, bus to her neighborhood, walk from bus stop to her house, standard route she took every day. They found her on multiple cameras, leaving school, walking to the bus stop, entering the Family Mart. That's where the timeline became critical. Emma left the convenience store at 3:52 p.m., walked toward the bus stop. Cameras showed her waiting, standing there, still on her phone, still texting. Then at 4:03 p.m., a vehicle pulled up. Dark SUV, Toyota RAV4, Ohio plates. The vehicle stopped next to Emma. Driver's window rolled down. Emma approached the vehicle, appeared to speak with the driver. The conversation lasted approximately 30 seconds. Then Emma opened the passenger door, got in, willingly. No force, no struggle, no indication of distress. The RAV4 drove away, heading north on Cleveland Avenue, away from Emma's neighborhood, away from her home. Police pulled all available camera footage, tracked the RAV4, lost it after it turned onto a side street with no surveillance coverage. But they had the license plate, ran it through the system. The vehicle was registered to a rental company, Enterprise, rented 3 days earlier by a man using a driver's license and credit card. Name on the license, Marcus Johnson. Address in Akron, Ohio. Police ran Marcus Johnson. No record, clean background, no warrants, no red flags. Appeared to be a legitimate person. But when police went to the Akron address, it was vacant, for rent. No one named Marcus Johnson had ever lived there. The driver's license was fake. The credit card was fraudulent. Marcus Johnson didn't exist. Whoever rented that RAV4 had used a false identity, planned this, knew how to cover his tracks. Police issued an Amber Alert. 17-year-old girl, last seen getting into a dark Toyota RAV4. License plate number provided. Endangered missing. Possible abduction. The media picked up the story. Emma's photo was everywhere. News broadcasts, social media, missing person posters. The community rallied. Volunteers searched parks, woods, abandoned buildings, anywhere a missing teenager might be. But no one found Emma. No witnesses came forward. No one had seen the RAV4. No one knew where she was. Then police got a break. A traffic camera 12 miles north of the Family Mart captured the RAV4 on October 12th at 4:27 p.m., heading toward rural Delaware County, traveling on Route 23. Police traced that route. Found another camera. Gas station. October 12th, 4:41 p.m. The RAV4 pulled into the station. Driver got out, filled the tank, paid inside. Security camera captured his face, but he was wearing the same disguise as in the Family Mart. Gray hoodie, baseball cap, sunglasses. Face mostly obscured, deliberately avoiding clear identification. Police reviewed the Family Mart footage more carefully. The man at the magazine rack. He'd been standing there before Emma arrived, waiting for her, like he knew she'd be there, like he knew her routine. Investigators pulled footage from previous days, found the same man at the same Family Mart on October 6th, 7th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, always between 3:30 and 4 p.m., always watching, always waiting. He'd been stalking Emma, learning her routine, determining the best time and place to approach her. On October 12th, he executed his plan, waited for her at the Family Mart, followed her to the bus stop, pulled up in the RAV4, said something that made her trust him enough to get in the vehicle. But what? What could a stranger say to make a cautious 17-year-old girl get into his vehicle? Police interviewed Emma's friends, family, teachers, trying to understand. Who would Emma trust? Who would she willingly go with? Her best friend, Madison, mentioned something. Emma had been talking to someone online, a college student. He said he was studying pre-med at Ohio State. He'd been giving her advice about the summer program. They'd been messaging for a few weeks. Emma thought he was helpful, knowledgeable, friendly. Madison didn't know his name, just knew Emma had mentioned him a few times. Said he was helping her prepare for the program. Police requested access to Emma's social media accounts. Patricia provided passwords. Investigators combed through messages, found the account. Username, OSU Pre-Med 2024. The conversation history was extensive, started in late September. The person claimed to be a third-year pre-med student, offered to answer Emma's questions about the program, shared tips about classes, professors, how to succeed. Emma had been excited, grateful. Here was someone who understood what she was going through, someone who could mentor her. The conversations were careful, not overtly suspicious. No requests to meet in person, no inappropriate comments, just helpful advice, building trust. Until October 12th. That morning, after Emma received her acceptance letter, she'd messaged OSU Pre-Med 2024, told him the good news. His response, "Congratulations. That's amazing. I actually have some materials that would help you prepare. Study guides, notes from professors. Want to meet up? I'm in Columbus today visiting family. Could drop them off." Emma hesitated, told him she had to be home by 5. Her mom was making dinner. He responded, "No problem. I'm near Riverside High. Could meet you after school. Just a quick handoff, 10 minutes max." Emma agreed. Gave him her phone number so they could coordinate. Said she usually stopped at the Family Mart after school. He could meet her there. Police traced the OSU Pre-Med 2024 account, created using a burner email, registered through a VPN. No way to identify the person behind it. But investigators had his face. Partially obscured but visible. They enhanced the Family Mart footage, sent it to facial recognition. ran it through databases, got a hit. The man's name was Kofi Mensah, 34 years old, originally from Ghana. Moved to the United States in 2015, lived in Cleveland, worked in IT, clean record, no criminal history, no red flags. But there was something. In 2021, a college student in Cleveland had filed a restraining order against Kofi, claimed he'd been following her, messaging her online, making her uncomfortable. The restraining order expired after 1 year. The student graduated, moved away. No further issues. Police obtained a warrant for Kofi's apartment in Cleveland, searched it on October 15th, found a laptop, multiple burner phones, USB drives containing surveillance footage he'd recorded, photos of multiple young women, including Emma. They found detailed notes, schedules, routines, for at least 6 different girls, all teenagers, all students at schools in Ohio. Kofi had been stalking multiple targets, selecting, planning. Emma had been his primary focus for the past 3 weeks. He'd learned her schedule, her stops, her routine, created the OSU Pre-Med 2024 persona specifically to befriend her online, build trust, create an opportunity to meet her in person. The laptop showed more. Kofi had researched locations, rural areas, abandoned properties, places where he could take someone without being seen. Police identified one property, abandoned farm in Delaware County, 40 miles north of Columbus. Kofi had visited the location multiple times, searched it online, looked at satellite images. Before we continue with what investigators found at that property and how this case concluded, if cases like this matter to you, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. We cover real cases, real investigations. We show how predators operate and how they're caught. Hit like if you think Emma's story deserves to be told. Comment your thoughts, because this is real. And what happened next proves that even the most careful predators make mistakes that lead to justice. October 17th, 2023. Police and FBI agents descended on the abandoned farm in Delaware County. Tactical teams, K-9 units, forensic specialists. They were prepared for the worst. The property was isolated. Farmhouse hadn't been occupied in years. Barn partially collapsed. Outbuildings in disrepair. Perfect location for someone who wanted privacy, who didn't want witnesses. Teams searched systematically. Farmhouse first, cleared room by room, empty. No signs of recent occupation, just abandoned furniture, dust, decay. Barn next, partially collapsed roof, dangerous structure. Teams entered carefully, found old farming equipment, rotted hay, nothing recent. Then they searched the outbuildings. Small shed behind the barn, door padlocked, new padlock, industrial grade, not consistent with an abandoned property. They breached the door. Inside, they found evidence someone had been there recently. Sleeping bag, water bottles, food wrappers, and Emma's navy blue backpack, still containing her school materials, her wallet, her student ID. K-9 units indicated human scent. Cadaver dogs alerted. Teams excavated behind the shed. Shallow grave, freshly disturbed earth. They found Emma Caldwell. She'd been deceased approximately 3 days. Cause of death would be determined by the medical examiner as asphyxiation. She'd been held captive for several days before she was killed. The discovery devastated the community, Emma's family, her friends, everyone who'd been hoping she'd be found alive, that she'd come home. Patricia Caldwell was notified by detectives who'd been working the case. She collapsed, had to be supported by family members. The nightmare every parent fears, the worst possible outcome. Kofi Mensah was arrested at his workplace in Cleveland on October 18th, charged with kidnapping and murder. He initially denied everything, claimed he'd never met Emma, didn't know who she was, but evidence was overwhelming. Security footage showing him stalking her, following her, picking her up in the RAV4, his laptop containing her photos, his notes about her routine, the OSU Pre-Med 2024 messages, forensic evidence from the farm property linking him to the scene, Emma's belongings found in the shed. During interrogation, Kofi's attorney advised him to cooperate. Evidence was insurmountable. Confession might help avoid death penalty. Kofi confessed, admitted to creating the online persona, befriending Emma, convincing her to meet him, picking her up after school, taking her to the farm, holding her there, killing her when he realized police were searching for her. burying her behind the shed. He showed no remorse, described everything clinically, like he was explaining a project, not confessing to murdering a 17-year-old girl who trusted him. The confession was recorded, detailed, included information only the killer would know, sealed his fate. The trial began in June 2024. Prosecution presented comprehensive evidence, security footage, digital forensics showing the fake social media account, the messages between Kofi and Emma, surveillance video of the abduction, forensic evidence from the farm, cause of death, timeline. Emma's mother testified, described her daughter, her dreams, her acceptance to the pre-med program, the dinner that was never eaten, the celebration that turned into a funeral. Emma's friends testified, described how excited she'd been about the summer program, how she'd trusted the person she thought was a college mentor, how she'd believed she was meeting someone who wanted to help her. The defense attempted to argue diminished capacity, claimed Kofi had mental health issues, wasn't fully aware of his actions. The prosecution countered with evidence of planning, premeditation. Kofi had created fake identities, rented vehicles under false names, stalked multiple victims, researched isolated locations. This wasn't impulsive. This was calculated. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. August 14, 2024, verdict returned. Kofi Mensah, guilty of kidnapping, guilty of first-degree murder, guilty of abuse of a corpse. Sentencing came 2 weeks later. Ohio doesn't have the death penalty. Maximum sentence is life without possibility of parole. The judge's statement was powerful. Mr. Mensah, you targeted a child. Emma Caldwell was 17 years old. She had dreams. She wanted to be a doctor. She'd been accepted into a prestigious program. She had her whole life ahead of her. You created a fake identity, pretended to be someone who could help her, gained her trust. Then you abducted her, held her captive, murdered her, buried her like she was nothing. Emma's mother had dinner waiting for her, a celebration planned. Emma never made it home because you took her. The court sentences you to life without possibility of parole. You will never be free. You will die in prison. And that is still inadequate for what you took from Emma and her family. Kofi showed no emotion, accepted the sentence without reaction. He's currently incarcerated at Mansfield Correctional Institution, maximum security, segregated from general population. Even in prison, child predators are targets. The investigation revealed more. Kofi had been stalking multiple teenagers. Police identified 6 other girls he'd been watching, creating online personas to befriend them, learning their routines. None had been abducted yet. Emma was his first successful target. Police contacted all 6 families, warned them, provided information about the fake accounts. The girls were terrified. They'd been messaging with someone they thought was a helpful college student, had no idea they were being targeted by a predator. Schools across Ohio implemented new protocols, digital safety education, teaching students about online predators, how to recognize fake accounts, how to verify identities, how to protect themselves. Parents were urged to monitor their children's social media, know who they're talking to online, verify identities of anyone offering to meet in person. Emma's case became a cautionary tale, used in schools nationwide, a reminder that predators are sophisticated. They don't always appear dangerous. They build trust, offer help, seem genuine, until they strike. Patricia Caldwell established a foundation in Emma's name, the Emma Caldwell Digital Safety Foundation, providing education about online predators, teaching teenagers how to protect themselves, working with schools to implement safety protocols. She speaks publicly about Emma, shows her daughter's photo, tells her story, warns others, turns her grief into purpose, ensuring other families don't experience what she's experienced. She visits schools, talks to students, tells them about Emma's dreams, her acceptance to the pre-med program, the dinner that was never eaten, the life that was stolen, and she tells them to be careful, to verify identities online, to never meet strangers alone, to tell parents or trusted adults if someone online makes them uncomfortable. Because Emma did nothing wrong. She was excited about her future. She thought she was getting help from a college student. She trusted someone who seemed genuine, and that trust cost her everything. If this case affected you, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, share your thoughts on online safety and protecting young people. This channel covers real cases, shows how predators operate, honors victims by telling their stories, advocates for awareness and prevention. Hit like if you think Emma's story matters. Share if you think parents and teenagers need to hear this. Kofi Mensah used social media as a hunting ground, created fake identities, targeted vulnerable teenagers, gained their trust, then destroyed their lives. He's in prison now, will never be free, but Emma is still gone. Emma Caldwell was 17 years old. She wanted to be a doctor. She'd been accepted into a program that would help her achieve that dream. She was celebrating with her mother, making plans for her future. Kofi took that future. Took it because he could. Because he'd planned it. Because Emma trusted him. Remember her name, Emma Caldwell, a teenager with dreams who trusted the wrong person online. Thank you for watching, for caring, for learning from Emma's story. Talk to your children about online safety. Monitor their social media. Know who they're talking to. Verify identities before allowing in-person meetings. Because predators are sophisticated, they build trust, they seem helpful, they offer exactly what their targets want to hear. And by the time the victim realizes something's wrong, it's too late. Emma trusted someone she thought was helping her. That trust killed her. Don't let another family experience what the Caldwells experienced. Educate, protect, be vigilant. Emma's story is a tragedy, but it's also a warning, a lesson, a call to action. Protect the young people in your life. Teach them, warn them, keep them safe. Because Emma deserved to live, deserved to become a doctor, deserved to celebrate that acceptance letter with her mother over chicken parmesan. She deserved so much more than what Kofi Mensah gave her. Rest in peace, Emma Caldwell. Your story will save others. Your memory will protect those who come after you. Justice was served. Kofi will die in prison, but Emma is still gone. And that's the tragedy we must never forget. This was Emma's story. This is why we fight for awareness. This is why we protect our children. Never forget Emma Caldwell. Never stop warning others. Never stop fighting to keep young people safe from predators who hide behind screens. Her life mattered. Her dreams mattered. Her story matters. Thank you for listening, for caring, for remembering. Emma Caldwell, 17 years old, gone but never forgotten.